Hi guys, welcome back to Glorious Events YouTube channel where we talk about everything events related. I said I'll be explaining the services that I offer under event planning and management because most people confuse event planning and management for decoration, but we are two different service providers. So I had already explained the first thing, which is event theme development, and today we are learning about the second service that I offer, which is budget management. Now, budget is very important when you're planning a wedding. We all know that you need the finances, you need the funds to ensure this day comes to pass successfully. But how do you manage your budget? How do you draw your budget? What things do you prioritize or put more focus on than others? Where do you save money? Hmm? And how do you keep your money safe for the wedding items? So these are the services that I offer under budget management. I support couples to develop their budgets for the wedding. Everything from church to reception. We draw the whole budget together. So I'll share that in another video because it's very elaborate. The other thing in budget management are what things take away the biggest chunk of the budget. What are those the most expensive things but very necessary that you need to save up for and ensure that you have these things with you for your wedding. The first things are the rings. The rings, please don't go buying cheap rings, guys. I always emphasize this. The rings have to be bought very early, and make sure at least you go with your partner. She chooses something she loves and you start paying for that way earlier. Don't wait for the wedding to start, shopping for the ring. The other thing that takes up a big chunk of the budget is actually the wedding reception. The church part is usually manageable because once you pay the church, these days most of them have a package where everything that falls under church is included in the cost that you will pay at the church. That is the order of service, that is the choir, that is the decoration of the church, and the officiating of the vows. All of them are in one package. So that is much easier to manage. But in the wedding reception, there are things that really take away a big chunk of the money, and that is where most of your budget will go to. The first thing is decoration. Mm. If you're in Uganda, my friends, you know decoration takes a actually the biggest chunk of the budget. Sometimes even more than the food budget. Can you imagine? Yes, more than the food budget. We have decoration starting from 30 million to 100 plus millions, just decoration, guys. And people pay, and places are decorated, and spaces are transformed into this picture that the couple wants. Did you see the wedding of Pastor Kayanja's son? They turned that church setup into something marvelous. That is decoration, and to do that, it takes a lot from the budget. The second thing that takes away a lot of the budget is food. Food. And in Africa, please, you better give people good food. People come for weddings to eat nice food. So food is another part that you need to save up for on your wedding budget. So that is another. The third thing that you should pay attention to is the venue. Which venue do you want to take your wedding reception to? Depending on the venue you choose, the cost can be very high or manageable. But most venues you have to really pay up 100%. There's no you have to pay up 100% before your wedding day. So that is an area in your budget that has to be managed very well. I'll do another video about the venues in Kampala that you can, have your wedding reception at. I think this will be helpful to couples out there. And this is a service that I offer to my couples where we look at different venue options according to the theme that they want. Remember what the event theme development? Yes. And according to maybe the outlook that they want at the end of the day, distance, different things you consider when we are choosing a venue, but venue is very key in budget management. The other things vary, but I can mention them, that is drinks and entertainment. These two things can take away a big chunk from the budget, but it depends on your preference. Drinks can either be very expensive, depending if your people are maybe a big drinkers. Maybe they want whiskeys, they want creams, they want rums, they want cocktails, mocktails, all those things. Or it can be really simple and you just have tea and juice, soda, water, and that's it. So depending on your preference, the drinks budget can go high or it can be manageable. Entertainment also depending on you. If you want, say, jazzy band or you want a backup band, those are very, very expensive. They are very good. They are top of the charts, but you have to be able to part with some good money. Or you could just have your DJ and music, and still that is entertainment. So it depends on your preference on those two items. But where I want you to pay most attention to is the rings. Make sure you have the rings under budget management. Make sure you pay attention to the venue that you choose. Make sure you have food, enough food for your people, and make sure you keep aside some good chunk of money for decorations. So these are areas I always emphasize and try to guide my couples on for us to manage our budget. When you get money, or if you have saved up money, how do we split this money in the budget that we have drafted? Budget, yes. And also, something I always guide my couples in budget management is have a treasurer. Have a treasurer, have an account separate for the wedding funds, because if you're the one managing the funds, it is in your account. Sometimes it can go to different items that you know in your daily lives. So you want to have a separate account. Better still, you want to have a separate person managing those funds. That is why we have treasurer. So all the money goes to the treasurer, and the treasurer is able to work with the event planner to pay, the essential parts in the budget and account for those finances. So that really helps you manage your budget. I support couples with fundraising, but that will be in the next video because you need money and we need to fundraise for that budget that we have developed, that we are managing. So in the next video, I'll be sharing about how I support my couples with fundraising for their wedding budget. Till next time, I hope this has been helpful to couples out there to learn how to manage their budgets or areas to focus under budget management. Thank you so much for watching Glorious Event. I hope this enlightens you about what to expect from your event planner.